Welcome, spicy ladies. What kind of man can truly stand beside a woman who belongs only to herself? A woman who moves through life with strength, clarity, and quiet depth. A Sigma female is not impressed by appearances, nor is she moved by empty promises. Her heart is won through the rare presence of someone who truly understands her. The perfect man for a Sigma female is not one who tries to change her essence, but one who celebrates it. He sees her power and brilliance and feels inspired instead of intimidated. He respects her independence and yet knows how to share space without taking away her freedom. He brings patience to her contradictions, realizing that her complexity is not something to solve, but something to cherish. This kind of man does not compete with her strength, but adds to it. He communicates with honesty, never leaving her in confusion about his intentions. He is grounded in his own path, and that quiet confidence allows him to meet her as an equal. Together, they do not just exist as partners, but as two rare individuals who create something far greater than themselves. If you are a Sigma female, understand this truth. The right man for you is not someone you need to search for desperately. He is someone whose values align with yours, whose respect meets your independence, and whose vision grows alongside your own. Never settle for less. Let's dive into it. Number 1, he challenges her intellect. He challenges her intellect, sparking conversations that leave both of them thinking long after the discussion ends. Imagine a man who can sit across from a Sigma female at a cafe, sipping his coffee while effortlessly keeping pace with the rapid twists and turns of her thoughts. He does not interrupt to dominate the conversation, and he does not oversimplify ideas to make himself comfortable. Instead, he listens, absorbs, and responds in ways that push her to explore corners of her own mind she had not considered. Their talks are never about small talk or empty compliments. They are battles of curiosity and creativity, where both minds expand, sharpen, and grow. He knows how to ask the questions that matter, questions that make her pause and reflect. For example, if she shares an idea about a project, instead of nodding along, he might ask how it connects to her long-term vision, or what she would do if every limitation disappeared. These are not challenges meant to frustrate her. They are invitations to dive deeper into her own reasoning, to see things from angles she may have overlooked. In return, he is open to the challenge as well. He does not claim to have all the answers. He explores, debates, and refines his own ideas in the process. This kind of connection is rare in everyday life. Most people settle for agreement, for easy conversations that do not stretch the mind. But with a Sigma female, the perfect man thrives in intellectual engagement. He values the tension of differing perspectives and the excitement of discovering something new together. Even simple moments like discussing a book, a news article, or a problem at work become arenas of thought where each insight sparks another. Over time, these conversations leave an invisible trail. Both come away with a sense of growth, not because one taught the other, but because together they reached heights neither could have climbed alone. He does not feel threatened by her brilliance. He is energized by it. And in this mutual exploration, a profound respect and connection emerge, one that goes beyond attraction or charm. It is a bond forged in curiosity, reflection, and the joy of minds that meet and challenge each other without compromise. This is how the perfect man for a Sigma female engages her intellect. He is not just a partner in life. He is a partner in thought, a co-explorer of ideas, and a companion in the endless journey of understanding the world and herself. Right now, if you are still watching, I hope this video can help you. Your comments motivate me so much, so I can make more videos which you like. So hit that subscribe button and leave me a message. Let's continue. Number 2, he is emotionally self-sufficient. He is emotionally self-sufficient, carrying his own weight without expecting her to fill gaps in his sense of self. Picture a man who walks through life with a quiet steadiness. He has faced his fears, embraced his flaws, and built a sense of self that does not crumble under pressure. He does not need constant reassurance, endless compliments, or someone to validate his worth. Instead, he knows who he is, what he stands for, and how to carry his own emotional weight. This is the kind of man a Sigma female notices because he does not drain her energy or rely on her to fix what he can manage himself. In everyday life, this can be as simple as handling stress without venting it onto others. When he has a rough day at work or a disagreement with a friend, he processes it internally, reflects, and responds with calm clarity. He does not unload his chaos onto her shoulders, expecting her to absorb what he has not dealt with. If they are together in the kitchen making dinner after a long day, he can share his frustrations without turning them into a burden. He speaks openly about his emotions, but maintains control over them, showing her that he can navigate life's challenges without relying on anyone else to steady him. Being emotionally self-sufficient also means he has passions, goals, and hobbies that fulfill him. He invests in himself, whether it is learning a new skill, pursuing a dream project, or simply taking time to recharge. This independence allows him to show up fully in the relationship, offering presence and support not out of necessity, but out of genuine choice. For example, if he decides to train for a marathon, he does not need constant praise or encouragement. His discipline and commitment naturally inspire admiration, not dependence. A Sigma female is drawn to this because she respects strength and authenticity. She can sense when a man's foundation is solid versus when it is shaky and looking for someone else to hold it up. Emotional self-sufficiency creates a space where both people can thrive, where the relationship is a partnership of equals rather than a patchwork of unmet needs. The perfect man for a Sigma female carries himself with this quiet mastery of his emotions. He does not expect her to fill holes he has not addressed. He shows her that love is not about patching emptiness, but about sharing completeness. In him, she finds steadiness, respect, and a companion who can match her depth without losing himself along the way. Number 3. He sees her power and brilliance and is inspired rather than intimidated. Imagine a man who meets a Sigma female and sees more than just her presence. He notices the fire in her mind, the clarity in her decisions, and the intensity in the way she moves through the world. He does not feel the need to compete with her, to overshadow her, or to dim her light so he can shine. Instead, her brilliance sparks something within him, motivates him to be better, think deeper, and reach higher. In everyday life, this could be as simple as watching her navigate a complex project at work or listening as she explains an idea with precision and passion. While some might feel threatened, he feels admiration. He might think, I want to match her energy, not challenge it. He asks questions, engages with her ideas, and shares his own perspective without fear of being eclipsed. Her strength becomes a source of inspiration, not insecurity. This kind of man celebrates her victories openly. If she achieves a major goal, he is genuinely happy for her without resentment or comparison. If she solves a problem in a way he would not have thought of, he studies it, learns from it, and respects the creativity and intellect that went into it. Even in small moments, like watching her defend her point in a debate or handle a difficult situation with calm precision, he feels motivated by her example rather than diminished by it. A Sigma female does not seek someone to stand in her shadow. She seeks someone who can rise with her, who can match her depth and ambition without feeling less. This man understands that her power is not a threat to him. It is a challenge to grow alongside her. He does not try to tame her brilliance. He amplifies it with his own confidence, curiosity, and respect. When he sees her power, he feels inspired to bring out his best self. In this dynamic, they do not compete or clash. They coexist as equals, each pushing the other forward, each drawing strength and motivation from the other's presence. For a Sigma female, this is rare. For the man who can do it, it is transformative. Together, their combined energy becomes unstoppable, fueled by admiration, respect, and the joy of witnessing true brilliance in one another. Number 4, he values truth over comfort. He values truth over comfort, telling her what she needs to hear, not what she wants to hear. Imagine a man who values honesty above all else. He does not sugarcoat reality to make a moment easier or to avoid conflict. He understands that a Sigma female respects clarity and integrity more than empty flattery or convenient lies. When she shares her ideas, her plans, or her struggles, he responds with truth, even if it is uncomfortable. His words are not meant to wound or control. They are meant to illuminate, to help her see angles she might have overlooked, and to strengthen her in ways that comfort never could. In everyday life, this could look like a conversation about a business decision she is excited about. Instead of simply nodding and offering praise, he might ask hard questions about potential risks or consequences. He points out weaknesses she may have missed, not to discourage her, but to help her refine her strategy and make her ideas stronger. If she is dealing with someone who is not trustworthy, he will not pretend everything is fine just to avoid tension. He will tell her what she needs to know, even if it challenges her perspective or forces her to confront uncomfortable truths. This kind of honesty requires courage and self-confidence. It is easy to tell someone what they want to hear to protect their feelings and to avoid being labeled harsh or critical. But he understands that a Sigma female does not thrive on false reassurance. She thrives on clarity. She values a man who can look her in the eyes and speak without fear, knowing that the right words will guide her, not weaken her. For example, if she is about to make a personal choice that could have long-term consequences, he will calmly lay out what he sees. He will explain the possible outcomes, the hidden risks, and the lessons she may not have considered. She may not always like what he says at first, but she will respect him for it. She will know that his perspective comes from a place of integrity and care, not manipulation or judgment. The perfect man for a Sigma female understands that truth is a form of love. Comfort is temporary, but honesty builds strength, trust, and respect. He helps her navigate life with eyes wide open, showing her that the deepest connection is one where neither pretenses nor illusions exist. In a world full of easy words and hollow praise, his commitment to truth sets him apart, making him rare, powerful, and unforgettable. Number 5. He encourages her ambitions and understands that her success is not a threat, but a shared victory. Imagine a man who celebrates her wins with genuine excitement. He does not shrink back when she achieves something remarkable, and he does not measure his worth against her success. Instead, he sees her growth as a reflection of shared strength, an opportunity to support, learn, and grow alongside her. To a Sigma female, this quality is rare and magnetic because it shows he is confident enough in himself to celebrate brilliance without fear or jealousy. In everyday life, this could look like her finishing a demanding project at work. He does not respond with casual praise or empty compliments. He asks thoughtful questions about how she overcame obstacles, what lessons she learned, and how she envisions the next step. He listens intently, acknowledges her effort, and encourages her to keep pushing further. He might even offer resources, connections, or ideas to help her expand her ambitions because he understands that supporting her journey strengthens both of them. This kind of support is not about flattery or validation. It is about genuine investment in her growth. For example, if she dreams of starting her own business, he will not shy away because it challenges his comfort zone. He will discuss plans, brainstorm solutions, and help her navigate obstacles. He sees her vision clearly and finds ways to be part of it without compromising her autonomy. Her success does not overshadow him. It inspires him to pursue his own goals with the same determination. Even in smaller moments, this attitude shows. When she takes on a personal challenge like completing a difficult course, running a marathon, or learning a new skill, he celebrates her milestones and encourages her to aim higher. He understands that true partnership is not about keeping score or staying in competition. It is about lifting each other, celebrating growth, and creating a bond where achievements become shared victories rather than sources of tension. The perfect man for a Sigma female does not fear her ambition. He thrives on it, draws inspiration from it, and uses it as fuel for his own development. He sees her success as a canvas for their combined potential, a space where mutual respect, admiration, and growth flourish. In his presence, she knows her victories are safe to pursue fully, celebrated honestly, and shared joyfully, creating a connection built on respect, strength, and the endless possibilities of rising together. Number 6. He communicates clearly, never leaving her to guess his intentions or feelings. Picture a man who speaks with clarity and purpose, never leaving space for doubt or confusion. When he expresses himself, his words match his intentions and his actions reinforce what he says. He does not rely on hints, assumptions, or vague gestures to convey what he feels or wants. With a Sigma female, this level of transparency is more than appreciated. It is essential. She respects a man who can articulate his thoughts without forcing her to interpret, guess, or read between the lines. In everyday life, this could look like planning their week together. He will openly share what he wants to do, what he needs from her, and how he envisions their time. If there is a disagreement, he addresses it calmly, explaining his perspective and listening to hers. He does not let unresolved feelings fester or drop cryptic comments to test her reaction. He speaks plainly so both understand where they stand. Communication also extends to emotions. When he feels frustrated, excited, or uncertain, he expresses it in a way that is honest but measured. For example, if he feels overwhelmed by work, he might say, "I have a lot on my plate today and need some space to focus." This simple, direct statement prevents misunderstandings and shows respect for both himself and her. She knows his words are trustworthy because they are consistent with his actions. Even in matters of affection or commitment, he does not leave ambiguity. If he wants to deepen their relationship, he says so. If he needs time to process feelings, he explains it. She never has to wonder whether he is genuinely present or questioning their connection. This clarity builds trust and allows her to engage fully without second-guessing his intentions. The perfect man for a Sigma female understands that communication is the bridge between respect and connection. By expressing himself clearly, he creates a space where both can thrive intellectually, emotionally, and practically. She can rely on his words because they are never vague or misleading. In his presence, she experiences honesty and transparency, a rare and powerful foundation that strengthens the bond and allows both to grow together without confusion, doubt, or frustration. Number 7. He admires her complexity without trying to simplify or control it. Imagine a man who meets a Sigma female and does not try to dissect her into pieces that are easy to understand. He sees her layers, her contradictions, and the depth in the way she thinks and feels. And instead of trying to simplify her, he admires it. He does not attempt to control her choices or shape her into someone more convenient for him. He knows that her complexity is not a problem to solve, but a rare, fascinating reality to appreciate. In everyday life, this could look like noticing the way she balances multiple projects, hobbies, or passions. While some men might feel overwhelmed by her drive or her intensity, he observes with curiosity and respect. For example, if she spends a Saturday morning reading a book on philosophy while also planning a creative project, he does not question why she does it or suggest she slow down. He might even ask thoughtful questions about her interests, genuinely wanting to understand her perspective rather than simplify it to fit his own logic. He also respects the emotions that come with her complexity. If she reacts strongly to something that others would dismiss, he does not label her as overreacting or try to calm her with empty platitudes. Instead, he listens, asks questions, and seeks to understand the layers beneath her response. He sees her intensity, passion, and sensitivity as parts of a whole that make her exceptional, not confusing. This admiration extends to her decision-making, creativity, and the ways she navigates life. He does not try to guide her toward choices he deems easier or safer. Instead, he trusts her judgment and supports her exploration, knowing that her mind and heart operate on a level that cannot be forced into simplicity. For example, if she decides to take a spontaneous trip or pursue an unconventional career path, he respects her reasoning, celebrates her courage, and stands by her, not as a director, but as a companion. The perfect man for a Sigma female sees her complexity as a gift. He does not fear it, question it, or attempt to control it. He embraces it, engages with it, and celebrates it, knowing that the richness of her character cannot be flattened without losing what makes her extraordinary. In his presence, she feels fully seen, fully respected, and free to be every layer of herself without compromise. That admiration becomes the foundation for a relationship built on mutual respect, growth, and genuine connection where complexity is not a challenge, but a treasure. Number 8. He possesses a quiet confidence grounded in his own path, rather than seeking constant approval. Imagine a man who moves through life with a steady sense of self. He does not feel the need to announce his worth or prove himself to anyone. His confidence is quiet but undeniable, built on experience, reflection, and the clarity of his own path. He knows who he is, what he wants, and how to get there. To a Sigma female, this kind of presence is magnetic because it does not rely on empty displays or external approval. It simply exists, solid and unwavering. In everyday life, this might look like how he handles challenges at work. When a difficult decision arises, he trusts his judgment and acts decisively without waiting for validation from colleagues or friends. If he achieves a goal, he celebrates it without needing applause or recognition. He does not boast, but his quiet confidence radiates through his actions and decisions. A Sigma female notices this immediately because she respects strength that does not demand attention, but earns it naturally. This confidence also shows in social situations. He can speak his mind without fear of disagreement, and he can remain calm when others try to sway him. He does not seek to impress anyone or conform to expectations. For example, if a group is debating a topic he feels strongly about, he contributes thoughtfully and listens carefully. But he is not swayed by pressure or the need to fit in. His sense of self is independent of the opinions of others. Even in personal growth, he is grounded. He sets goals and pursues them for his own fulfillment, not to outshine someone else or gain admiration. If he makes a mistake, he acknowledges it, learns from it, and moves forward with integrity. This kind of man inspires a Sigma female because he reflects the same values she holds: self-reliance, clarity, and a commitment to purpose. The perfect man for a Sigma female does not chase approval or validation. His confidence is rooted in understanding his worth and walking his path with intention. In his presence, she feels no tension, no need to compete, and no pressure to adjust her brilliance. Instead, she encounters a steady force that complements her independence, creating a partnership built on mutual respect, trust, and the quiet power of two strong, self-aware individuals walking side by side. Number 9. He embraces vulnerability without expecting her to fix it for him, creating an authentic space for both of them. Imagine a man who can show his true self without fear. He does not hide his doubts, his fears, or his moments of weakness. Yet, he does not turn to her to fix them. He understands that vulnerability is not a burden to others, but a bridge to authenticity. With a Sigma female, this quality is rare and powerful because she senses when someone is genuine versus when they are dependent or seeking rescue. He opens up in a way that invites connection, not obligation. In everyday life, this could look like him sharing a moment of struggle at work. Maybe he missed a deadline or faced a tough conversation with a colleague. Instead of suppressing the stress or overloading her with his frustrations, he calmly explains what happened, what he felt, and what he learned. He does not expect her to solve his problem or carry his emotions. He simply allows her to witness his experience, creating a space where honesty and understanding flow naturally. He also embraces vulnerability in emotional moments. If he feels hurt or uncertain, he expresses it clearly without dramatics or games. For example, if he feels disconnected in a moment of conflict, he might say, "I feel a bit distant right now and need time to think." This statement communicates his truth without pressuring her to fix the situation or make him feel better. She respects this because it reflects self-awareness and emotional responsibility. This approach fosters a relationship where both can be fully themselves. She can be vulnerable without fear that his insecurity will dictate her response. He can be open without expecting her to compensate for his gaps. Together they create a dynamic built on trust, respect, and emotional clarity. The perfect man for a Sigma female understands that strength and vulnerability are not opposites. By embracing his own humanity while standing on his own, he invites her to do the same. In his presence, she feels safe to express herself, explore her emotions, and grow without compromise. Their bond becomes authentic, resilient, and rare because it is built not on dependency, but on the shared courage to show up fully and honestly. Number 10. He celebrates her uniqueness while maintaining his own individuality, creating a partnership of equals. Imagine a man who sees her for who she truly is without wanting to change a single part of her. He recognizes her quirks, her passions, and her vision, and he celebrates them with genuine admiration. At the same time, he has his own identity, his own dreams, and his own values that he refuses to compromise. In everyday life, this balance creates a partnership where neither feels diminished, controlled, or overshadowed. For example, if she spends her weekends exploring a personal passion like painting, writing, or volunteering, he supports it fully. He may even share his own hobbies, whether it is training for a marathon, building something with his hands, or learning a new skill. Neither dominates the other, and neither gives up who they are to fit the expectations of the relationship. Their individuality is not a barrier. It is the foundation of their connection. This man does not feel threatened when her ideas, talents, or opinions are bold or unconventional. Instead, he appreciates the contrast they bring to his own perspective. If she dreams of a career path or adventure that seems outside the norm, he celebrates her courage without feeling the need to control the direction or pace. At the same time, she sees that he has his own path, and that mutual respect keeps both of them fully engaged in their lives and the relationship. In everyday moments, this might mean planning a trip together. He chooses experiences that excite him. She chooses experiences that ignite her spirit, and they negotiate with understanding rather than compromise for the sake of peace. Their differences become points of connection, teaching, and inspiration, not sources of tension. The perfect man for a Sigma female understands that true partnership is not about blending identities into one. It is about standing together as equals, valuing each other's uniqueness, and encouraging growth without control. He celebrates her for the rare and extraordinary person she is while remaining fully himself. In this dynamic, both feel empowered, respected, and free. Their bond is not defined by conformity or dependence, but by shared admiration, trust, and the joy of two complete individuals choosing to walk side by side. Number 11. He finds joy in her presence without attempting to define or change her essence. Imagine a man who can sit with a Sigma female and simply enjoy being with her without feeling the need to shape her, control her, or even fully understand every layer of her mind. He does not try to fit her into a mold that suits his expectations. Instead, he appreciates her exactly as she is, finding joy in her thoughts, her energy, and her unique perspective on the world. This kind of presence is rare because most people try to simplify, fix, or categorize what they cannot control. He does not. In everyday life, this could look like a quiet evening spent together. She might be reading a book that challenges her intellect while he works on his own project nearby. He is present, not distracted by the need to change what she is doing or make her more like himself. He smiles at the way she engages with her interests, listens when she wants to talk, and respects the space when she wants silence. His happiness comes from simply witnessing her being fully herself. It also shows in the way he engages in conversations. He does not interrupt or steer her toward what he thinks is correct. He asks questions, shares his thoughts, and allows her ideas to flow freely. If she expresses an unconventional opinion or a bold plan, he listens with curiosity, not judgment. He delights in her creativity and intellect without trying to define its limits or direct its course. Even in moments of disagreement, he does not attempt to reshape her beliefs. He respects her choices and perspectives, understanding that love and connection do not require control. For example, if she decides to take a spontaneous trip or pursue a new career path, he celebrates the courage and individuality behind her decision. His joy is rooted in admiration and respect, not ownership or influence. The perfect man for a Sigma female understands that her essence is sacred and complete. He does not seek to adjust, improve, or redefine it. By simply appreciating her presence and valuing her uniqueness, he creates a space where she feels fully accepted, free, and empowered. Together, they share moments of genuine connection, where happiness arises naturally from respect, authenticity, and the simple beauty of two extraordinary individuals experiencing life together without constraints. Number 12. He is patient with her contradictions, seeing them as layers of a rare and intricate soul. Imagine a man who does not rush to label or judge the Sigma female when she shows different sides of herself. He notices that her mind, her moods, and her choices are not always simple or predictable. Instead of seeing contradictions as confusion or frustration, he recognizes them as layers that make her who she is. He understands that she is complex, rare, and extraordinary, and he approaches her with patience and curiosity rather than expectation or control. In everyday life, this could look like her expressing one opinion in the morning and another by the evening. He does not argue simply for consistency or assume she is indecisive. He listens carefully, asks thoughtful questions, and allows her to explore her own reasoning. He sees the shifts in her perspective as windows into her depth, not problems to be solved. Even her habits and choices that seem contradictory at first are met with understanding. If she spends a weekend deeply focused on a personal project and then suddenly seeks solitude in nature, he does not demand an explanation. He respects the ebb and flow of her energy, knowing that these shifts are part of the richness of her character. His patience is also evident in how he responds to her emotions. If she reacts passionately or inconsistently, he does not take it personally or attempt to control it. He offers steady support, listens with care, and provides space for her to process. In doing so, he shows that he values her as a whole person, not just the parts that are easy to understand. The perfect man for a Sigma female understands that her contradictions are not flaws. They are layers of a rare and intricate soul, each revealing something new and extraordinary about her. By being patient and accepting, he allows her complexity to flourish without fear of judgment. This patience builds trust, respect, and a deep connection, creating a partnership where both can explore their true selves freely and fully, celebrating the richness of individuality rather than forcing conformity. In final words, what does it truly mean to be the right man for a woman who answers only to her own soul? It is not about charm, wealth, or how loudly you can declare your intentions. The perfect man for a Sigma female is the one who understands that her strength does not need to be managed, her silence does not need to be filled, and her fire does not need to be controlled. He does not try to mold her into something easier to understand. Instead, he values the mystery and depth she carries. He finds joy in her presence without reducing her to labels or expectations. He is patient with her contradictions, knowing they are not flaws, but the marks of a rare and layered spirit. He respects her space and welcomes her freedom, yet never lets go of the bond that ties them in trust and vision. To be this man is not about effort in the usual sense. It is about alignment. It is about choosing respect over control, listening instead of assuming, and creating a partnership that grows rather than competes. He thrives in her brilliance without fear of being overshadowed. Together, they build not just a relationship, but a living reflection of strength, peace, and purpose. So if you are a man who longs for such a connection, do not ask how to win her. Ask how you can grow into the kind of soul who matches hers. And if you are a Sigma female listening right now, never settle for less than this. Your depth is not a burden. Your independence is not a threat. And the man who truly deserves you will see it all as a gift. Stay true to yourself. To all the spicy ladies make life beautiful, thank you for watching and God bless.